Gosh, the gate's actually open. Oh, here, I'm going to go in. Yeah, so it's like it's been used as a storeroom for possibly the smell in here. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we're in County Tipperary and we are currently at a cemetery called Shabby, or maybe Shanrahan. I think it's Shanrahan. With beautiful old ruins of a church there. Now here, straight away, I'm going to show you the mountains because they're absolutely stunning. I think this mountain range is the McGillicuddy Reeks possibly, but isn't it beautiful? Very, very interesting tomb there. But first, I'm going to go to have a look at the mausoleum here. This is Cornelius O'Callaghan. Now he was like a local politician in Tipperary. I don't see any plaque on the door or over it, but I believe he died in 1742. Now straight away it looks like a mess, doesn't it? It's like it's, let's just check the gate. Gosh, the gate's actually open. Oh, here, I'm going to go in. Yeah, so it's like it's been used as a storeroom for possibly the smell in here.
Wow, it's bad.
Isn't it? It's like, I don't know, must, something like that, I don't know. But this is beautiful. You have a beautiful plaque here with Cornelius himself on it. Look at that. And above it, we have lovely cherubs. Two, one on either side. But that's Cornelius there, and I actually have a photo of him and I'll put it up over it. Cornelius O'Callaghan. Now, a little bit of light on it. This is actually all in what I believe is Latin. But that is beautiful. Look at that. The money that was spent on this. And yeah, little cherubs up at top. But the money that was spent, and look at the state of it.
You see the roof?
Oh no, the roof is going. But we have, it's definitely like, it's been used as a store. And I mean, it'll cost nothing for them to put a shed up, would it? You know, it's a bit sad really. But there is a musty kind of an old smell in here, isn't it? It's not very nice. Now this looks like it's...
That's the crypt entrance.
It must be the crypt entrance. I don't know whether we'll be able to lift it up. Do you want to try? And I'll just have a quick look into it.
Yeah, we'll have a look.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be locked.
It's not locked or anything. Just be careful. I'm just going to have a nosy. Whoa, look at that, guys. Ah, straight away I can see what was his coffin there. I'm going to zoom in. Now I'm not going to go down but just there. Whoa, it's a huge crypt. But just there. If I can get the gimbal to work for me, is a coffin. Right there. It would have been a lead-lined coffin. I'm going to quickly go over to the other side. Sorry now, I'm just going to have a quick look in. And yes, if the gimbal would cooperate a bit more. There's another coffin right there. Gosh. Right there, guys. Right, so we've placed it back down. So two coffins is what I could see. I'd love to go down there, but it looks so dirty and there's a bit of a stench, yeah, coming from it. But yeah, it's a shame it's left like this. That should really be, I suppose, eventually maybe they will, I don't know, cemented over. But you can see the damp, and I suppose that's probably contributing to the smell as well. And it's a pain to find it like this. It's sad to find it like this, but caution, grass cutting. I mean, this is a mausoleum. He obviously had a lot of money and spent a lot of money on his mausoleum. So it's a shame that they have used this as a store.
Where did you ever see a mausoleum with a wardrobe?
Okay, hold on.
This is...
Yeah, and we have a wardrobe.
Crazy. There's a wardrobe in the mausoleum.
And somebody has etched a phone number on the wall. Tidy, isn't it? That is a shame. But yeah, it's a bit, I don't know what the smell is. But yeah, I'm not happy to see it like that. They should have their own little shed.
A mausoleum with a walk-in wardrobe.
Mausoleum with a walk-in wardrobe, a lawnmower. What else do we see? I don't know. A couple of lawnmowers actually. What a shame. So that's Cornelius. So you got a glimpse of underneath the crypt. As I said, I'd love to go down there. Now that is absolutely stunning.
It would be nice to go down, but that smell.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
I mean, the coffins are well rotted away. Now we had to delay our video just because there was a funeral actually taking place. I'm going to bring you to a very interesting grave, if I can find it, if I can locate it. I'll try and find this grave.
Bigger than there.
Ah, here it is. Erected by John Brown in memory of his mother Ellen, also his daughters Johanna, she was only 18 months when she passed. Ellen Josephine was just 14. A father's love and mother's dear, a faithful child lie buried here, free from envy and from pride. So she lived and so she died. Beautiful words. And underneath that we have Thomas Brannock, died in 1908, and his wife Bridget, I think it is, in 1935. But what really caught my eye is this. So, World War US. Look at that. So that would be World War
One.
World War One. Right, let's just take a little wander. I want to bring you then to a priest's grave. A priest who was hung, drawn and quartered, but his tomb is extremely unusual and has a hidden hatch. But there is a man over here as well that I want to see. And if my memory is correct, it's over to the right. And I think it's this grey one. I have a lovely photo, but I'll read it first. In loving memory of my dear brother Edward Sackville-West, 5 Baron Sackville, born 13th November 1901, died the 4th July 1965. It was his wish that he should be buried here. Now, he was a music critic, a novelist, and later on in life he was, I think he was in the House of Lords. But I mean, there's so much information on him. Definitely Google him. I'm sure there's some information on Find a Grave as well, and I might link that underneath the video. But I have a fantastic photo of him. He had 2 husbands and they are buried somewhere else, and I think it says unknown, but he's here all on his own. So Edward Sackville-West, very, very interesting. And as I said, the photo that I put up is amazing. Beautiful photo, beautiful old style photo. Right, so we have more ruins here. So I'm not sure which is which, but I know one of the ruins is medieval, but I'm not quite sure which, because that's definitely like a ruins down there. Right down there in this part of the graveyard is the newer part. There was a recent funeral we had to hold off, as I said, so you know I won't be going down near there. They're currently filling the grave in. Some of the areas are lovely. They're, whoa, we're actually at the tail end of Storm Ciarán that came through Ireland. Here's an interesting one. Has their coat of arms on it. It says 1640 on it. This tomb marks the burial place of the Hickeys. Just there is the crest. Lisfungen, I think it says, 1640. Just there. Another photo just at the end of this grave. This is Ciarán. Look at that. What a beautiful picture. And he's obviously with his prize sheep, I presume it is. Our beloved son, 1976 to 2014. So Ciarán was very, very young when he passed. That's so sad. We've had flooding. You can see the flooding is still in the fields here. And we're kind of trying to beat the weather with this one. But the area is just so beautiful around here. I mean, this would be a beautiful place to be buried. We'll go down to the front and read some of the headstones near the gate. Little cat on this one. We usually do find cats, but they're usually living. So it's unusual to find a statue of a cat. But the tomb that I want to bring you to is just there. But first I'm going to read the ones at the gate. We have some very old stones. A lot of them are not readable. You see that lichen on them? That white, it almost looks like they've been whitewashed. Just here actually you can see that what's left over after the funeral. They kind of put a grass over the hole until the burial has happened. But look at this, guys. The headstone is being eaten by the tree. And this is to the memory of Andrew Abraham, who departed this life May 1859, I believe it is, age 33. This is Hester, wife of Joseph Beasley of Shan Ballycastle. Wow. Departed this life January, unsure of that date, 1840 something it is, aged is 42. To him who gave it, who alone could take thy spirit. Not sure what it says. For thy virtue's sake, yes, to thy tenement. I can't really read it, unfortunately, but I'm sure I've left it there long enough that maybe ye can read it. We have this little gated area, and there is a headstone, one headstone in there with a lot of names on it. But let's just take a look. There's that shed of a mausoleum, shall we say. Tombs, headstones there. These are quite unusual. You can see that the top of them have like an unusual shape to them, like a lid for the grave. Big tomb here. Lovely Celtic cross. Of your charity, pray for the soul of Mrs. Ellen Rice, erected by her son, Reverend Hugh Lane, parish priest, Philadelphia, R.I.P. And that actually, you know, that's Philadelphia, but we have found a couple. Beautiful cross, little cherub over our Lord's head. We did find, we'll have to try and find those ones. Do you remember?
American connections.
There's a lot of American connections here. I'll try and remember where they are. Just want you to have a look at this area. It's so beautiful. That old stone bridge, and you can actually still cross it. So it is such a scenic area to be buried in. Can you remember? Oh look, yeah.
A scenic graveyard with an eyesore really in the background.
That all needs to be fixed. I don't know who's in charge of this graveyard, but it's such a beautiful mausoleum with that beautiful bust of Cornelius. The windows, you can see, would have been lovely shuttered windows. And now it's lovely to see that they are still original, but they're just going to rot away.
Kind of held up here with a stone, aren't they?
They are. Some of them are just, yeah. What a shame.
They're the original.
They are the original ones. And behind that, I don't know whether you can see, it's like an iron grate to them. This one, it looks like they've been trying to kind of keep the weather out, but I mean, it's just unfortunate that it's like that inside. We have a tomb here that's also lost its side. But it's very strange, like we have these huge big dips. It's so uneven in areas.
Yeah, so just down under there then is the crypt.
Yeah, so, but it doesn't, it goes towards the door. So when we come in, the crypt goes towards the door, yeah, the steps. I'd love to get down there, but it's just too smelly. My stomach would be churning. Well, we got a glimpse. Look at this. Now I hope this area doesn't flood into the graveyard. We're going right towards the wind, unfortunately, but this is so beautiful. Look at that. Wow. And the autumn leaves are on the ground already. We haven't had much of an autumn at all. Right, I'd love to find that other headstone that had the American connection. Can you remember where it is?
Or USA?
Yeah.
I think I know where it is. Yeah.
We'll try and find that and then we'll go to the Reverend's tomb.
I think it's near Zach's grave.
Is it?
Somewhere up around there.
Okay.
It's like they added on that piece there actually, you can see there.
Yeah, there's like a plaque right on top of it, isn't it? Loving memory of John Mulcahy, 1924. His daughter-in-law Mary, 1976, and her husband James, 1978. So they've put the plaque against the ruins, which is a nice idea. Let's have a look. The blue sky is gorgeous. Maybe we won't be able to find it again now, which is a pity. There's so many headstones. I've never seen so many headstones with that lichen in them, or on them, or lichen. Some of them are called. Ah, here we have it. So we have a subscriber and long time members of both our channels, Maureen McCarthy. So I've just seen the name Johanna McCarthy, 1865 to 1904. And then there's a list of names. But down at the bottom it says their daughter, Sister Nora Duane, 1917 to 2018, Sisters of Charity of the Incarnate Word, interred in Houston, Texas, USA. And look what it says here on the headstone. Disney Clonmel.
Could be relation of Maureen.
Oh, you never know. Maureen has Irish ancestors. So that one is for you, Maureen McCarthy, or as she likes to be called, Auntie. Right, let's get over to Reverend Nicholas So Father Nicholas Sheehy, his tomb is there. Now, in this tower house, we were told he was supposed to have been hiding there until he was eventually caught. He was caught, if we can get down here, and he was hung, drawn and quartered. So I think he was born in 1734 and died in 1766. He was an opponent to the penal laws, and as we all know, and I have several videos on my channel, the priests weren't allowed to say mass, and if they were caught they were murdered, much like our priest here. So it says, "Here lieth the remains of the Reverend Nicholas Sheehy, parish priest of Shanrahan, so that's the name of the cemetery, and Temple Tinney." He died March 15th, it looks like 1766, aged only, I think it's 38 there. But the interesting part of this grave, and they have restored it, you can see these beautiful wrought iron rails all the way around. So he had an awful death, hung, drawn and quartered. But this is the most unique grave I have ever seen. Just here, it has a secret hatch. And it is said that if you open the hatch, take some soil out, it cures you. So of any of your ailments or pains. So let's open it. If I can get my hand in. Wow, there's not a whole lot of soil left. You can see a little bit left there. But you take the soil away with you and it helps with pains and aches. It's supposed to be like healing soil. So it's an amazing grave and an absolutely amazing find. And that little hatch door is so unique. Just there, a little iron door. Amazing. So on the top there we just have like a cross with the crucifixion of our Lord. Now it's a double tomb, which I have never seen before. So two tombs put together. And this is for the body of Reverend D. James, 1776, age 73. So two priests together. Just there. But beautiful rail, absolutely gorgeous. And just look once again at that amazing mountain. As I said, I think it's McGillicuddy Reeks is the mountain range itself. Stunning. Right, so guys, I'm going to leave it there. We have another place to go to and then a 2.5 hour drive home again. Look at that. I could watch this all day long, but it's getting busy. There's people coming to sort out that new grave there after the funeral. But for now, guys, take care. God bless. And I'll talk to you all again soon.